Hello and welcome back. Today I want to look at grief because that is the one subject that's coming up an awful lot at this stage. We are 2 weeks into the lockdown and it's not uncommon for me to be hearing things as grief comes into the picture. And grief isn't limited to the passing of a loved one. We're all experiencing different levels of grief, and that grief could be associated with our job, our social life, a loss of social interaction with people we love. But there's also the loss of money, security, the ease of everyday conveniences like going to the supermarket. How complicated has that got? But we have got the kids at home because they can't go to school. And I don't know about you, but I miss going out for a cup of coffee. And all those things have kind of changed for us. And so we do experience some kind of grief when that change happens. And the grief tends to go in different stages. I mean, initially, there is that total and utter disbelief. We're in shock. There is that element of frustration that comes in as well. And that frustration can come from the fact that there are now restrictions. We've got a whole load of insecurity going on in our lives. There are changes that are needed to take place, and the whole lot, there's a great deal of inconvenience, isn't there? What we want to be careful of is that we don't start getting a bit sneaky at seeing how we can stretch those boundaries, how we can get away with doing things. Remember, this is a really important process that we're all going through. It will potentially save a lot of lives, and we just need to hang in there. So let's be a little careful with being sneaky and stretching those boundaries. The area I'm most concerned about is people feeling low at this stage, feeling down on themselves, down on the situation, and then increasing that excessive worry, that worry about what's going to happen, what's going to be our future, what's going to be our new normal. The thing with all of these full stages, going through that disbelief, that frustration, attempting to be a bit sneaky about it, and then really getting down on ourselves, what they're all doing is focusing on the problem. They're focusing on what you can't have, what we don't have. And we're not actually focusing on what's within our control. Now, the first step in moving past all of that is to start experiencing some gratitude. And that could be looking at what you do have, what you can do, what is actually a relief for you right now. And it starts taking us away from the problem and actually looking about us and seeing what resources we have available. What are we good at? What can we do? How can we make the most of the situation? So we're actually gathering our tools, as it were. We're actually gathering the resources. Now, it's when we start doing that we're able to actually start looking at solutions. And solutions is about moving away from the problem. So actually putting the problem behind you and actually thinking, what could I do if I chose to do it? What's within my control, and how can I make the best of this? Now, it may not seem so obvious straight away, so I do implore you to actually take some time to brainstorm, and that could be getting a notebook out, big sheet of paper and a whole load of pens, or your laptop, whatever you prefer, and start brainstorming some options, brainstorming your resources. And this is where you can get inventive, you can get resourceful, and you can get extremely creative, because this is a situation we've not faced before. So anything is possible. All we need to do is think it up, dream it up, and actually start putting a plan together for how we might achieve it. So let's rethink how we're going to create our new normal going forward. It'll be a shame for things to go back to how they were. How about we make them different and make them better for ourselves? So after all of this has passed, what do you want to create as your new normal? I'd set you up for that challenge. I'd love to hear what you come up with. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Stay home, stay safe.